What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, I want to give you a quick Jasmy update because this bad boy does not give a shit. It is still absolutely running, and it's doing a pretty damn impressive job of it. Now, over the last few videos, I have been telling you guys that I have been taking some profits off of Jasmy just because we're hitting our breakout targets. We're getting signs that this move we're making right now is getting overextended, and I do still expect that a cool down or pullback is coming soon. But since this price does continue to rally, I want to just let you know my updated thoughts, what I'm doing, expectations, and much more. So, with that said, let's get straight into it. Now, actually, one thing that I just thought about, I saw someone in the comment sections earlier today. They were basically like, hey, Tyler, like, you took some profits off of Jasmy and its price has gone up. Are you upset by that? Like, or is that a part of the plan? And no, it's not particularly part of the plan. But what I do want you to remember is I still hold over 95% of my Jasmy holding. So I want it to go up, right? Like, I want it to continue upwards. I've just been taking some profits off the table because it seems like this thing is going to cool down soon. So just wanted to put that out there. But anyway, okay, so looking at Jasmy, what can we see here? Well, what we can see is that Jasmy did initially get that really strong resistance off of our 1.618 Fibonacci zone, currently, which was around the 4 cent level. Okay, now I told you all that there was a chance that Jasmy wasn't going to really be able to break this level and that it may start pulling to the downside. And as a result of that, seeing that our indicators were starting to show signs of overextension, seeing that they were already starting to pull back, yeah, I was in the mindset in which it was like, okay, I'm going to start taking some profits off the table. Well, what we can see here is that Jasmy actually did find some support here. It backtested this previous point of support right here, this previous point of resistance, flipped it into support, and then is looking for a continuation upwards. Now, how far does this continuation upwards go? I'm not really sure. But what I am starting to do is plan out different levels in which I am planning on taking more and more profits as it does continue upwards, because I do expect, again, that at some point it's going to have to cool down. It's going to have to pull back. And then at that point, I will maybe reinvest or something like that, which I'll figure out later on. So really what I'd want to do is kind of show you the levels that I think Jasmy could get up to if it does continue this momentum, but do be aware that I am still moving very cautiously because things are still saying to me that a cool down is on the way. One of the biggest signs that I am getting currently is the fact that we are currently in the process of forming massive bearish divergence here on the daily charts. We had a high, we now are still at a lower high. Now, it could continue upwards, and we could set a higher high, but at this exact moment, we are at a lower high, whereas we're setting a higher high here on the daily charts. That is an ultimate sign of bearish divergence, and generally a very clear sign that we could see some type of pullback. But again, you never know. We're in a bull market. This thing literally could just continue upwards. And so because of that, I'll continue to show you the levels that I am taking some profits at. So I actually did take some profits around the 0.0425 level, which is literally right below us, like right where we are as I am recording this video. And I actually did go ahead and post that over in my server. I told them, hey, took another 1% out of Jasmy for profit taking. So instead of having 96% of my portfolio, I now have 95% of my portfolio. And guys, don't forget, I do all of my trading. Everything that I buy, I have meme coins, I have Solana posts, Jasmy posts, all types of stuff, as well as Connor Kenny posts his trades in here. My financial friend posts his trades in here as well. We do live streams. We do seminars. We have exclusive content, market recaps. We have this winner board that goes over all of the winning plays we get from the alpha plays we post in here. We have one of the best gym callers in the world, a guy named Poketo, dropping gems every single day, making the community absolutely huge gains. We saw that guy with a 573% gain not too recently. There's all types of stuff in here, guys. Giveaways twice a week, 25 bucks that they're awarding to people. It's absolutely nuts. So do go check that out down in the description below. You're not going to want to miss out. Trust me, the gains that have been in there have been absolutely nuts. But overall, that's not the point of today's video. The point of today's video is the fact that I did go ahead and take a little bit of profits off of Jasmy. And the reason being is because sometimes we struggle to maintain right above this Fibonacci extension level. Sometimes we'll break above it and then it'll like fake out and we'll come back down and break above it again and fake out. And we'll kind of do something like this. I'm not sure if that's what Jasmy's doing, but knowing that this does happen sometimes, I took a little bit more profit off of Jasmy. I closed down another 1% of my trade, and my overall Jasmy position is up over 100% now. And so because of that, I just want to be taking a little bit of profit off the table, getting closer and closer to pulling my initial investment out. Okay, so that's what I did. Now, going forward, I am starting to look at this from a more macro perspective. Okay, now the two next levels that I will be doing major profit taking, which will be 3% of my portfolio being closed down, will actually happen. Let me actually go ahead and get some price labels out. The first one will be happening at 5 cents, and the next one will be happening a little bit above that, right around 6 cents. Now, the reason why I'll be doing that there is because of macro structure, okay? What we can see here is that back here, this was our most recent and closest massive point of resistance. You can see that Jasmy made this move. It gave us a beautiful bounce to the upside, running into resistance right here around this 5 cent level before initially, going straight back down all the way to these bear market lows, right? And so knowing that this was the high that forced us all the way back down here, I'm aware aware that as we get closer and closer to that, the likelihood of us pulling back off of it, or at least slowing down at it, are very high. And so because of that, I am going to be taking some profits there, and it's a very strong psychological level. It's 5 cents, right? And so because of that, that's the next level that I will be closing down 3% of my Jasmy position. Now, if Jasmy does continue further than that, we then do have to start to, pay attention to the fact that Jasmy is now operating within its macro 618 to 786 Fibonacci retracement zone, starting at 6 cents. And so because of that, knowing that that's a massive point of resistance as well, I would be closing down another 3% of my Jasmy trade there, at which point we would be up multiple hundreds of percentages, and that would be absolutely fantastic. And so because of that, guys, those are my 2 plans currently. Let this bad boy ride. If it continues upwards, I'll be taking some more profits, around 5 cents and around 6 cents, closing down about 3% of my portfolio at each one of those major points. And if its price does start to pull back and we get something like this, then maybe I'll throw some of that cash back in and pick some more up, because in the long term, I do think Jasmy is going to hit 20, 30, 40 cents. I do think those things will happen. But at the end of the day, I can't ignore the fact that we are getting many signs that this is showing signs that we will get some type of cool down or pullback, and that this run could be getting overextended. And so because of that, overall, my general thesis is that in the short to midterm, things are getting much more risky, but the long term is still very green. And so if we do pull back off one of these levels, I will be looking to accumulate at massive levels of support, and I will of course update you as it does play out. So overall, guys, don't forget, if you want to see when I am buying and selling and taking profits, etc., do go ahead over to our HG Access link down below. It's our private server, and you can see all of my trades, Connor's trades, and many others trades, and all that stuff that I mentioned earlier. You're not going to want to miss it. And so with that said, of course, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you do enjoy these quick Jasmy updates, please do let me know by smashing that like button, and of course subscribing to the channel if you are new here, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.